Imagine a world where the skies parted, the seas roared, and the very fate of humanity hung in the balance. Picture ancient kingdoms rising and falling, powerful prophets standing boldly before kings, and ordinary people chosen for extraordinary destinies. From the first breath of creation to the final whispers of Revelation, the Bible weaves a tapestry of drama, betrayal, hope, and redemption. What if I told you that every verse holds secrets waiting to be uncovered? Secrets that could change how you view not just the text, but your own life. Think of the characters, heroes and villains alike, whose stories echo through time. How did a shepherd boy become a king? What drove a woman to risk everything for her people? And what happens when faith meets doubt in the darkest of moments? As we dive deeper, prepare to challenge everything you thought you knew. Each twist and turn in this incredible narrative will pull you in further, igniting your imagination. Are you ready to see the Bible not just as a book, but as an epic saga that continues to shape our world today? Let's embark on this journey together, where every chapter promises to reveal something astonishing. ### structure and literary genres. When I dive into the Bible, what strikes me most is the rich tapestry of literary genres woven throughout its pages. It's not just a single narrative, it's a collection of stories, poems, prophecies, and letters that span centuries. Each genre serves a purpose, and understanding this diversity helps me appreciate the depth of the biblical message. For instance, the poetic books, like Psalms, are not just songs but expressions of human emotion, ranging from despair to ecstatic joy. They resonate with my own experiences, reminding me that faith encompasses a wide range of feelings and situations. Narrative is another powerful genre found in the Bible. The stories of figures like Abraham, Moses, and David are not only historical accounts but also moral and spiritual lessons. They invite me to reflect on my own life choices and the journey of faith. The narratives are often rich in detail, painting vivid pictures of struggles and triumphs that feel timeless. It's as if the authors are speaking directly to me across the ages, sharing insights that remain relevant today. Prophetic literature, on the other hand, challenges me. The voices of the prophets call for justice and repentance, urging their audiences to return to a path of righteousness. These texts are often uncomfortable, pushing me to confront societal injustices and my own complacency. The poetry in these prophecies can be haunting and beautiful, making me pause and consider the weight of their messages. It's a reminder that the call to action is woven into the fabric of faith. Then, there are the epistles, which are essentially letters addressing specific communities. These writings provide insight into the early Christian church and its struggles. Reading the letters of Paul, for instance, feels like having a conversation with a mentor who is deeply invested in my spiritual growth. His guidance on love, faith, and community has profound implications for how I relate to others and understand my place in the world. Overall, the variety of genres in the Bible enriches my reading experience. Each genre not only tells a different kind of story but also offers unique lenses through which to understand complex theological concepts. This diversity of expression is one of the Bible's greatest strengths, allowing it to speak to a wide audience across different contexts and eras. ### historical and cultural context. Understanding the historical and cultural context of the Bible transforms my reading experience. The societies in which these texts were written were shaped by specific events, customs, and beliefs that are often foreign to modern readers. For example, when I learn about the ancient Israelite struggles against neighboring powers like the Egyptians and Babylonians, I gain a deeper appreciation for the narratives of liberation and identity found in the text. It's not just a story of a people. It's a reflection of their resilience in the face of oppression. The influence of neighboring civilizations also plays a crucial role in shaping biblical literature. The cultural exchanges between the Israelites and the Egyptians, for instance, are evident in various biblical stories and laws. As I explore the parallels between biblical accounts and ancient Near Eastern literature, I see how the Bible both engages with and challenges its cultural milieu. This interaction adds layers of meaning, prompting me to consider how my own cultural context influences my understanding of faith. Moreover, the historical context sheds light on the reasons behind certain biblical laws and practices. For instance, the dietary restrictions in Leviticus make more sense when I grasp the health and social implications of those choices in an ancient agricultural society. I find myself reflecting on how my own cultural practices can either support or hinder my spiritual journey. This awareness encourages me to think critically about my own traditions and how they align with my values. The political landscape of the time is another crucial element. The shifting powers, exiles, and returns from captivity depicted in the Bible are not just historical footnotes. They shape the theological narratives. Understanding these dynamics helps me see the Bible as a living document, responding to the realities of its time while still speaking to my contemporary context. The struggles for justice, identity, and faith remain relevant, reminding me that I am part of a larger narrative. In essence, exploring the historical and cultural backdrop of the Bible is like peeling back layers of an onion. Each layer reveals more about the text's richness and complexity, allowing me to engage with the scriptures on a much deeper level. It's a journey that challenges me to consider how history shapes belief and how, in turn, belief can influence history. #### central themes and messages. As I delve deeper into the Bible, I can't help but notice the recurring themes that weave their way throughout the text. One of the most striking is the theme of redemption. From the very beginning, with the story of Adam and Eve, to the New Testament's portrayal of Jesus as the Redeemer, the narrative arc consistently points toward the restoration of humanity. This theme resonates with my own experiences of failure and the longing for second chances. It reminds me that no matter how lost I may feel, there is always a path back to grace. Justice is another powerful theme that runs through the biblical text. The cries of the oppressed, as articulated by the prophets, echo through the ages. As I read these passages, I am compelled to consider my own role in advocating for justice in today's world. The biblical call to care for the marginalized challenges me to reflect on my actions and attitudes. It's a theme that transcends time, urging me to be an agent of change in my community. Love is perhaps the most central message of the Bible, encapsulated beautifully in Jesus' commandment to love one another. This theme is not just about romantic love, but extends to selfless, sacrificial love that embodies compassion and kindness. As I ponder this, I realize that love is a transformative force. It has the power to heal wounds, bridge divides, and foster genuine connection. The biblical narrative encourages me to cultivate love in my relationships and to see others as valuable and worthy of dignity. Faith, too, is a recurring motif in the scriptures. The stories of figures like Abraham, Moses, and the disciples illustrate the struggles and triumphs of faith. Their journeys inspire me to confront my doubts and uncertainties head-on. The biblical portrayal of faith is not a blind leap but a journey marked by questions, struggles, and ultimately, trust in something greater than myself. This theme resonates deeply, reminding me that faith is not always easy, but it is always worth pursuing. Together, these themes create a rich and intricate web of meaning within the Bible. They invite me to engage with the text on multiple levels, challenging me to apply the lessons of redemption, justice, love, and faith to my own life. The messages are timeless, speaking to the core of what it means to be human and to seek a deeper connection with the divine and with one another. Each reading uncovers new insights, prompting me to grow and evolve in my understanding of these fundamental truths. ## characters and key figures. When we dive into the Bible, we quickly realize that it's not just a collection of ancient texts. It's alive with characters that resonate through the ages. Take Moses, for instance. Picture this, a baby in a basket floating down the Nile, rescued by Pharaoh's daughter. This dramatic beginning sets the stage for a life filled with miracles and challenges. Moses becomes not just a leader, but a symbol of liberation. He confronts Pharaoh, parts the Red Sea, and brings down the 10 Commandments from Mount Sinai. His journey is a testament to faith and perseverance, showing us that one person can indeed change the course of history. Then there's David, the shepherd boy who rose to become one of Israel's greatest kings. You've got to admire his courage, facing Goliath with just a slingshot. David's life is a roller coaster of highs and lows, from his poetic psalms to his moral failings. What I find fascinating is how his story reflects the complexity of human nature. He wasn't just a king, he was also a flawed human being, which makes him relatable. His psalms express deep emotions, from despair to joy, allowing us to see the heart of a man who sought after God, even when he stumbled. Jesus, of course, is the central figure of the New Testament. His teachings and actions have shaped millions of lives. Imagine walking alongside him, witnessing miracles like feeding the 5,000 or raising Lazarus from the dead. Jesus challenged societal norms, preached love, compassion, and forgiveness, and ultimately laid down his life for humanity. His parables are timeless, offering lessons that continue to resonate. The transformation of his followers, from timid disciples to bold proclaimers of the gospel, illustrates the profound impact of his life and resurrection. Let's not forget Paul, formerly known as Saul, whose transformation is one of the most dramatic in the Bible. From persecutor of Christians to one of the faith's greatest apostles, Paul's journey is a testimony to the power of grace. He traveled extensively, establishing churches and writing letters that form a significant portion of the New Testament. His theological insights on grace, faith, and the nature of the church have shaped Christian doctrine. Reading his letters, you can feel his passion and conviction, which still inspire believers today. Finally, we see that these characters are more than just figures on a page. They embody themes and truths that transcend time. Their stories encourage us to reflect on our own lives, our struggles, and our faith journeys. Whether it's Moses leading a nation, David wrestling with his humanity, Jesus offering salvation, or Paul spreading the gospel, each character invites us to engage with the narrative and discover our place within it. ## interpretation and translations. Now, let's talk about something that might not get enough attention: the interpretation and translations of the Bible. It's fascinating to think about how this ancient text has been translated into countless languages over the centuries. Every translation reflects the linguistic and cultural contexts of its time. Take the King James Version, for example. Published in 1611, it's not just a translation, it's a literary masterpiece that has influenced the English language profoundly. Phrases from this version have seeped into everyday speech, even among those who may not consider themselves religious. But as we know, translating is not just about swapping words from one language to another. It's about conveying meaning, context, and nuance. Different translations can lead to different interpretations. For instance, the word love in Greek can encompass several meanings: agape, philia, eros, each carrying its own weight. So, when a translator chooses one over the others, it can significantly alter the understanding of a passage. This is why looking at multiple translations can enrich our reading experience and deepen our understanding of the scriptures. Moreover, the historical context in which a translation was made plays a significant role. During the Reformation, for example, the push for making the Bible accessible to the common person led to translations like Martin Luther's German Bible. This was revolutionary. It empowered individuals to engage with the scriptures directly, fostering a personal relationship with the text and, by extension, with God. The ripple effects of such movements continue to influence how we view scripture today. In contemporary times, we have a plethora of versions to choose from, each with its own approach. The New International Version aims for clarity and readability, while the English Standard Version emphasizes a word-for-word translation. This variety allows readers to approach the text in ways that resonate with them personally, which is crucial in a diverse world. Each translation opens a door to understanding the Bible's message, catering to different preferences and interpretations. At the end of the day, the beauty of the Bible lies not just in the text itself, but in the multitude of voices that have sought to interpret and translate it throughout history. Each version invites us to explore, question, and ultimately find our own understanding of these ancient words. It's a living document, evolving with each generation, yet remaining rooted in the timeless truths that speak to the human experience. ## the influence of the Bible on Western culture. When I think about the profound impact the Bible has had on Western culture, I can't help but marvel at how this ancient text has woven itself into the very fabric of our society. From literature to art, philosophy, and even law, the echoes of biblical themes resonate in so many areas of modern life. It's fascinating to consider how a book that has been around for centuries continues to shape the way we think, create, and interact with one another. Take literature, for instance. Many of the world's greatest authors have drawn inspiration from biblical stories and themes. Think of John Milton's Paradise Lost, which delves deep into the tale of the fall of man. Or consider how Toni Morrison's Song of Solomon incorporates biblical symbolism and allusions to explore themes of identity and redemption. These authors, along with countless others, have utilized the Bible as a lens through which they explore complex human emotions and moral dilemmas. It's almost as if the Bible serves as a common cultural touchstone that writers can reference, whether to affirm or challenge the ideas contained within its pages. Art, too, has been heavily influenced by biblical narratives. From the stunning frescoes of Michelangelo in the Sistine Chapel to the haunting imagery of Salvador Dali's The Sacrament of the Last Supper, artists have found boundless inspiration in biblical stories. Each brushstroke and sculpture tells a story that transcends time, inviting viewers to engage with the profound questions of existence, morality, and faith. The way these artists interpret biblical scenes can evoke a wide range of emotions, from awe to introspection, proving that the Bible not only influences the subject matter of art but also shapes the way we experience it. Philosophically, The Bible has sparked countless debates and discussions that have helped to mold Western thought. Many of the ethical concepts we wrestle with today can be traced back to biblical teachings. The notions of justice, mercy, and the inherent value of human life find their roots in the Scriptures. Philosophers like Augustine and Aquinas have wrestled with these ideas, often citing biblical principles to defend their positions. The dialogue between faith and reason continues to this day, as thinkers grapple with the implications of biblical teachings in a contemporary context. Even in the realm of law, the influence of the Bible is palpable. Many legal systems in the West have been shaped by Judeo-Christian values, with concepts like justice and fairness often reflecting biblical principles. The Ten Commandments, for instance, have historically served as a moral foundation for legal codes. When we examine laws regarding ethics, human rights, and social justice, we can often trace their origins back to the teachings found in the Bible. This intertwining of faith and law underscores the profound role the Bible has played in shaping societal norms and expectations. ### archaeology and discoveries. Now, shifting gears to the fascinating intersection of archaeology and biblical narratives, I find myself captivated by the discoveries that have emerged from the sands of time. Archaeology has a unique way of peeling back the layers of history, revealing artifacts and structures that can either corroborate or challenge the stories found in the Bible. Each excavation has the potential to illuminate our understanding of the ancient world, offering a glimpse into the lives of those who lived long before us. One of the most compelling aspects of archaeological discoveries is how they can validate biblical accounts. For instance, the discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls in the mid-20th century provided scholars with invaluable insights into the texts that shaped early Judaism and Christianity. These scrolls not only confirmed the accuracy of certain biblical manuscripts, but also showcased the diversity of thought present in ancient religious communities. The very act of uncovering these texts felt like a bridge connecting modern readers with the ancient world, a tangible link to the spiritual struggles and aspirations of people centuries ago. However, archaeology is not just about validating biblical narratives. It can also challenge them. As excavations continue in places like Jericho and Jerusalem, archaeologists have occasionally found evidence that contradicts traditional interpretations of biblical events. For example, the question of whether the walls of Jericho truly fell as described in the book of Joshua has been the subject of much debate. Some archaeological findings suggest a more complex picture, prompting scholars to re-examine the historical context and meaning of such narratives. This ongoing dialogue between archaeology and scripture is essential, as it encourages us to think critically about our beliefs and assumptions. One cannot overlook the role that archaeological discoveries play in enriching our understanding of the cultural and historical context of the Bible. By uncovering artifacts such as pottery, inscriptions, and ancient texts, archaeologists provide us with a backdrop against which biblical stories can be understood. The material culture of ancient societies often sheds light on the customs, beliefs, and daily lives of the people who inhabited the regions described in the Scriptures. This contextualization allows us to appreciate the Bible not just as a spiritual document but also as a historical one, deeply rooted in the realities of its time. Moreover, the excitement surrounding archaeological discoveries often captures the public imagination. News of a significant find can reignite interest in biblical studies and encourage individuals to delve deeper into the text. The stories of archaeologists uncovering long-lost cities or ancient inscriptions resonate with our innate curiosity about the past. It's as if each discovery invites us to join in a quest for understanding, prompting us to ask questions about our own beliefs and the narratives that shape our lives. In conclusion, the interplay between the Bible and Western culture is a rich tapestry woven from literature, art, philosophy, law, and archaeology. Each thread contributes to a broader understanding of how this ancient text continues to influence our world today. As we reflect on these connections, we are reminded that the Bible is not just a relic of the past. It is a living document that continues to inspire, challenge, and shape the human experience. As we wrap up this incredible journey through the complete story of the Bible, I want you to take a moment and reflect. How did these ancient tales shape not only the world around us but also our very lives today? From the creation of the universe to the powerful messages of hope and redemption, each story holds a mirror to our own struggles and triumphs. Think about it. What resonates with you the most? Is it the courage of David facing Goliath? Or perhaps the unwavering faith of Esther in the face of adversity? Each character offers a lesson, a spark of inspiration that can ignite change in our own lives. Now, I challenge you, what will you take away from these stories? How can you apply these timeless teachings in your daily life? As you go forward, remember that the Bible isn't just a book. It's a living testament that invites us to ponder, to question, and to grow. And hey, if you found these insights valuable, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories that have shaped humanity. What story do you want to explore next? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.